Hi everyone, my name is Erica Foster. I am a registered mental health counselor, intern, and owner of Indigo Possibilities, a private practice here in Oviedo, Florida. I am trained in play therapy and CPRT, child parent relationship therapy. I am also an adoption competent therapist. I work with children, adolescents, and young adults, and my specialties are trauma, dissociation, and adoption, loss, and grief. And I'm new to these online sessions. My practice has now transitioned to telehealth, and I miss so much my face to face interactions with all my clients. I'm still adapting to this transition. Telehealth is its own animal. Adapting to these has it's Adapting to this new way has been a challenge for me. It definitely is different and more draining, but it can be good therapy too. Just remember that. Remember, we are setting examples to our clients. So if we can adapt, most of them will likely feel safe, and they'll give it a try too. It's all about how we approach it. That's why I decided to make this short video to help you by sharing what has been working for me. Some of my colleagues are reaching out and asking for ideas, and we have been brainstorm things together. So I hope this helps you. So be ready and remember that children are more adaptable than adults. We are the ones who need more time to feel comfortable. So take good self care and find a way to feel confident and comfortable in this new platform, in this new way. Um, Prior to your first session, um, talk to your clients and caregivers what telehealth will look like. Prompt a dialogue about the experiences with video chatting, about fears and worries, and anything that can elicit the curiosity and concern in this subject. By letting your client know ahead of time what an online session looks like, how to log in, what's gonna happen, what if you lose connection, what they're going to need. Um, if you have everything that they need covered, it can help ease the anxiety and they will feel more comfortable having sessions. Another important point is to keep the same frame and background. So as you can see, here is my background. I chose this spot and I stuck with it every time. I'm here with in the same spot every week for my clients. Uh, so do the same. Choose a spot and stay with that spot for every session. This consistency helps the client to feel calm and regulated. So have a game plan and have fun. And remember to have an emergency contact in case you need to reach out to their caregivers. Okay. My um, first, very first advice: let your creativity flow. Don't be scared of trying and adapting. Let that child inside of you speak loudly. He or she knows how to be creative, so just trust it. Second, be prepared and flexible. Preparation is the key, but make sure to know that it may not go as you planned. After all, from a non directive child centered perspective, the child's the one leading the session. Okay, and that's one important area where your creativity will take place. So just go with the flow. Third, I strongly believe in parental involvement. Remember, babies learn to trust and thrive when their needs are consistently met by their caregivers early in life. So remember to work on building or strengthening that child caregiver attachment. Um, so let's go to the interventions that I put together. Let's start with supporting the parents. How can we support the parents? This is a time where we are seeing lots of increasing anxiety and stress. So, checking in with the parents is very important. Provide the parents with tools that can help them with emotional regulation. Educate them on how important it is for them to be responsive and not reactive. I like to use the example of thermometer versus thermostat. That's term that I learned when I did my play therapy training a couple years ago. So the thermometer is reactive, while the thermostat regulates the temperature. So I talk to them about the mirror neurons, how if they can maintain their cool, eventually their child will calm down too. You know, so I suggest the parents to create a routine with bedtime, wake up time, school time, and stick with that routine. It's important to have structure. It helps maintain the family, contain the family. Another suggestion is to have the family come up with a code word where anyone can call it when they feel the temperature rising. So, for example, if someone feels the emotions in the family rising, then they will call the code word, and the family will break up and go to their own place to self-regulate and then regroup. So talk to them about that too. It's when that thermometer versus thermostat comes into place. So for example, somebody it's the discussion is getting heated, and someone will say cupcake. So the family know that cupcake is that code word to let everybody calm down, and then they'll go to their place and they calm down, and then they can regroup again. So, and the parents, can help with that a lot by mirroring their own emotions and their own feelings. So, let's talk about confidentiality. In the beginning of each session, after checking in with the parents and the clients are in their own space, so you've done everything with the parents. Now it's one on one, you and the client. Ask ask your client if people can hear them or can see them, if there is anyone in the room with them, and then process that with your client. See what's going on, see how you can still protect their confidentiality. So if that's only them, check in with them. Even if somebody's there, but try to keep a conversation going. Check in with the client, ask how their week's going, how they're feeling about online sessions, and then do a relaxation exercise. Square breathe, progressive relaxation, guided visualization, something that can set the therapy mood and can be part of your routine. So, assuming that this is a new world for you and your client, let's rebuild that rapport and create safety. Let your client show you their space, their favorite toys, their pets, maybe their favorite hidden place. What a honor that they are wanting to share that with you. You are now meeting your client in their own environment. So be genuine. Explore the territory with them, reflect their feelings, track what they're doing, reflect meaning. Be with them and follow their lead. Remember that's important. Remember that important trauma work that you're just doing in your office. Maybe your client's not ready to continue that yet. So trust that they know what they need and just hold space for what's coming up. Okay. A good way to keep young children engaged is by using puppets or stuffed animals or even toys. Kids naturally project their feelings into stuffed animals, puppets, or toys. Have your stuffed animals talking to their favorite stuffed animals. Ask their stuffy about them, about your clients. How are your clients' week going? How are they feeling? So talk to their stuffy. Be creative and have that conversation going. Another thing you can do is to build a quarantine story. So how that works at the beginning of each session, tell your quarantine story and ask the client what their quarantine story is. Remember, it doesn't have to be factual. Use metaphors and fantasy and just make it fun. But you might come to me and said, but Erica, we are already in our third online session. And my clients, especially the twins and teens, don't feel comfortable yet showing their emotions or processing the traumas because their caregivers are right there in the room next to them. It's okay. Remember when we were that age too? For many of us, it was awkward or even unsafe to show up in certain ways in front of, or even near our caregivers. So we normalize their feelings. And in this case, we can use the help of expressive arts or have the clients to utilize the chat session in your security platform. Make sure it's HIPAA compliant and have them. You can ask them questions. They'll have the headphones on, and then they will answer through text. So that's just an idea out there. Some projective interventions that can be adapted to what is going on now, and maybe as well as in your client's past, and keep them engaged. It's the Magic Key by Liana Lowenstein. Magic Key is an intervention that can be used individually or in family session. You need the bare minimum: a piece of paper, pencil, color pencil, and markers. But just a piece of paper and pencil works too. This activity can help you expand the therapeutic dialogue and uncover issues and emotional needs that have not been met, and also increase awareness of loss and grief. Okay, so you can adapt it to what your client needs. And so this intervention is it's really good, and I will post the link where you can get that. You can also Google the Magic Key intervention. Another one is the Boat Storm and Lighthouse, also found in Liana Lamstein's website. It's a great intervention to assess family dynamics and create discussions involving fears, rescue, danger, and how to access family support when needed. So these two are really good projective drawings that I love it. Speed drawing, it's another great intervention that can help with the dialogue and process. This is a Terry Cotman technique and can be found in the book Doing Play Therapy by Terry Cotman. Give your client a few seconds or up to a couple of minutes and have them draw the first thing that comes into their mind. And then you repeat that about 5 times, having the client make a new draw every time. So they'll make 5 draws in 30 seconds to 2 minutes. It's up to you how much time you want to give to them. Then you go back to each drawing and have the client process them with you. You could also use prompts like what sadness look like, what anger looks like. So for each emotion, what each emotion looks like, or adapt to anything. Just be creative. Another great thing is sand tray. But for this one, I highly recommend that you are trained. So if you are trained in sand tray, ask your client to go for a scavenger hunt. Ask them to find something that can represent the sand tray, and let them use the imagination to have fun picking out objects, miniatures in their room or in their house, or even things found in nature that can be used to create a world. Then you process that with them, just as you would process if they were in your office doing their sand tray. So you can use like for the sand tray itself, you can use like a piece of paper, computer paper, and that's gonna be their sand tray, and they can build on top of it. I also heard about pizza box or pots and pans, or casseroles, anything that you can be creative. So just be creative and let your client be creative. If you are not Sentra trained, then you can use things too that can be fun. You can have the pick a miniature activity. So have your clients go around the room and pick small toys for each feeling and process with them how each toy is like that feeling. So, and ask them, hey, go around your room and pick a toy that represents sadness and anger and happiness. So you just go with all the emotions and have them pick up the toys and then talk to them about, why is that miniature like that feeling? How is that miniature like that feeling? You can adapt to anything like goals, strengths, even family members and friends. So just use your creativity. Legos. or blocks are also great activities. I like to engage my clients with Lego block building by starting with a target shooting. Um, have the caregivers, or even your clients, if they're old enough, to print a feelings wheel. You can use this one, and you can go and you can Google for feeling wheels, and you can use this one for your younger clients, and you can use this one that has more emotions and feelings for your older clients, for the teenagers. So, and what do? You just have them to hang that the feeling wheel on the wall, and the target on the wall. And to make it fun, ask them for thick straws, tissues, and water. Bang, there you go. Now you can hit the target with what we call spitballs. It's very fun, very engaging. And what they do, they wet the tissue in the water, and they place in the end of the straw, and they blow towards the target. And wherever the paper hits in the target, you talk about that emotion. So wherever emotion that paper hits, ask them to tell a short memory from when they felt that feeling. So for each answer, you give them X number of Legos or blocks. When you think they have enough, ask them to build something and process what they built with them. It's very fun, very engaging. Bibliotherapy. Some books that I recommend that's very engaging are The Color Monster. It's a pop-up books about feelings, and it's by Anna Llenas. It's Llenas. This book can help you explore how your client deals with emotions. Other books are The Invisible String, Holdin, Pott. Once I was very scared. Once I was very scary, and In My Heart. With the book In My Heart, after reading it, have the clients draw a heart and what is in their heart, and write down what is in their heart. Draw with them and fill their heart with everything they're saying. And then at the end, let them show you what they did and show to them what you got from them too. So they will be surprised with all the things that can hold in their heart, and you can process that with them. For grounding, you can adapt the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 into a scavenger hunt and make it a game. So have the clients pick 5 things they can see, 4 things they can feel, 3 things they can hear, 2 things they can smell, and 1 thing that they can taste, and then have them ground themselves. For self-regulation, I love using calming jars. So I have the calming jar over here. It can be very helpful um, um, to have a calming jar, and ask the parents. So what do you do? How do I do a calming jar? Ask the parents and see if they have the material ready on the day of the session. You know, that would be an option, or you can make arrangements to give the parents the materials too. So once the calm jar is ready, have the client build. Once the calm jar is ready, talk to them about that. Explain to the clients that the clear part it's our mind, and all the glitters in the bottom is our thoughts, emotions, and our physical sensations. So sometimes things happen, right? And our jar gets shaken. And then what happened when that happens and our jar gets shaken? And show that to them. So show what happened to them. Our feelings and thoughts get all over our minds, and everything gets mixed up, and our mind gets foggy. So have the client sit and watch how everything settles as they breathe. That's another opportunity to have your client learn breathing. So, and have them settle and explain we just about time and about breathing, and that's a great way to teach self regulation. Um, let's talk about mind body connection. It's important that kids know what is going on inside of them and how to connect their physical sensation to their emotions. So body mapping is a great intervention. You can draw a body, have your clients draw a body, or send a template to the parents and have them print it. Um, so I use this one. We can find at Google, just Google, body outline if it's easier, and then send to the parent for the parent to print. So what do you do? Um, you can explore feelings with your client. Talk about things that are going on now, or play a feelings card game or feelings game, and then when the child can point, and then the child can point how they feel in the body and color where they felt, and ask them to pick a color for each feeling, for each emotion, and have them, you know, and have them color. Like, tell me what happened when, tell me a story when you were angry, and then they'll tell that story. And where did you feel the anger in your body, and how did you feel that anger? So just have them have fun and connecting those with, the body, connect the body and the mind. Self empowerment. I love working on self empowerment with my clients. Um, that is a very powerful intervention. It's called the Power Up Circle intervention. Um, and it's very fun. You ask your client to gather all his favorite toys and talk about these favorite toys. Ask your clients about their age, their favorite food, their favorite thing to do. So just talk like you're talking, be creative. Just ask about the toys. And then you have your client to put them in a circle and ask the client to sit in the middle of the circle. Then ask the client about each toy's superpower. Make sure to write this down so you won't forget nobody's superpower. So then have your client close his eyes and do a guided visualization exercise where each toy send all the superpowers to the client. And then you process how the client feel now, because now he has all the superpowers. So process that with your client. Very engaging too. For the little ones, have the caregivers involved. Make appointment cards for each week, and like fun appointment cards, and ask the caregivers to work with their children by first finding a special place and putting a blanket on the floor to delineate the special therapy place, and have the caregiver give the appointment card to your client with the time and location of the session. That make it fun. Um, for the blanket, have give your caregiver a list of toys that they can choose from to put on top of that blanket. Um, Start the session with a parent check-in, discuss concerns and updates with the parents. Then prepare the caregiver for the session. Explain them, what they will be doing. They will be following their children's lead, like their toes follow their children's toes. Um, you can you can be creative and how you prepare your caregiver for the session. Help them reflect the child's emotion, return responsibility, encourage the child instead of praising, and set limits by acknowledge the child's feelings, communicating the limits, and targeting all the choices. You can do that by role play. That's a great way to help the parents grasp the conceptions is through role play. So there you go. Those are a little bit of what I put together. I hope after these you feel a bit more inspired to go out there and be creative. These interventions can be adapted to kids from very little age to like 100 years old. And remember, yes, it's different, it's draining, and it's not, for a lot of people, it's not their favorite thing to do, but it's still good therapy. So, for some of the resources, go to lianalauenstein.org or, zoomchildtherapy.org with Ashley Graber and Maria Evans. They also, Maria Evans and Ashley Graber has also some trainings going on. That's really good. So, and for more information, and I'll make sure that I'll put the links here in the post For more information, feel free to DM me. We can brainstorm together and find solutions. So, good luck, everybody. Feel stay well, and hope you enjoy that. All right, good luck. Bye.